is it not?" No more was said for the moment, while I sat covertly studying the speaker. He reminded me a little of the portraits of tears, only without the spectacle. A placid, well-nourished benevolence had been his prominent feature, were it not somehow for the qualification of the eyes. Those were as perpetually alert, busy, observant as the rest was seemingly supine. They appeared to peck interests among the moving throng, as a hen pecks for scattered grain. "Wonderful hands," he said, suddenly, coming back to the artist. "Do you notice anything characteristic about them now?" "No," I said. "What?" He did not answer, but applied for a refreshing moment or two to his grenadine. "Ah," he said, leaning back again, with a relishing motion of his lips. "A comfortable seat and a cool glass, and we have here the best café chantant in the world." "Well, it suits me," I agreed, "to pass the time." "Ah," he said, "your friend is unpunctual?" I yawned inexcusably. "He always is. What would you think of an appointment, sir, 3 days overdue?" "I should think of it with philosophy, having the Ritz cuisine and cellar to fall back upon." I turned to him interestedly, my hands behind my head. "You have?" "No, but you," said he. I was a bit puzzled and amused, but curious too. "You are not staying at the Ritz?" I asked. He shook his head good-humouredly. "Then how do you know I am?" "There is not much mystery in that," said he. "You happened to be standing on the steps when I happened to be passing. The rest you have admitted." "And among all these," I waved my hand comprehensively, "you could remember me from that one glimpse?" He laughed, but again ignored my question. "How did you know," I persisted, "that my friend was a man?" "You yourself," said he, "supplied the gender." "But not in the first instance." "No, not in the first instance," he agreed, and said no more. "You don't like the Ritz?" I asked after an interval, just to talk and be talked to. I was horribly bored, that is the truth, by my own society, and here was at least a compatriot to share some of its burden with me. "I never said so," he answered, "but I confess it is too sumptuous for me. I lodge at the Hotel Montesquieu, if you would know." "Where is that, may I ask?" "It is in the Rue Montesquieu, but a step from here." "I should like, if you don't mind, to hear something of it. I am at the Ritz, true, but in a furiously economical mood."
"Certainly," he answered, with perfect good humour. "It would not suit all people. It does not even figure in the guides. But for those of an unexacting disposition, well it might serve, to pass the time. You can have your own good bedroom there and your adequate petit déjeuner, nothing more. For meals, there is a Duval's across the road, or, more particularly, the Restaurant au Boeuf à la Mode, in the Rue de Valois close by, where such delicacies may be tasted as sole à la Russe or noisette d'agneau à la Région. Try it."
I was half thinking I would, and wondering how I could express my sense of obligation to my new acquaintance, when a sudden crash and scream in the road brought us both to our feet. The hat sketcher, having finished with his task and gone, had stepped thoughtlessly off the curb right under the shafts of a passing cab. For a tranquil body, my companion showed the most curious excitement over the accident. Uttering broken exclamations of reproof and concern, he hurried down, as fast as his bulk would permit him, to the scene of the mishap, about which a crowd was already swarming. I could see little of what followed, but the press, after a time dispersing, I made shift to inquire.